Hello, a beautiful good morning to you all lovely viewers. Welcome to the Weekly Gospel. I'm your host, Amazing Katamanda. We're always here every Saturday at 10:45, and we get to profile your favorite gospel personalities. And not only that, we also get to introduce to you new personalities. And guess what? So every episode, we'll be having professionals from Chainama or Levi Mwanawaza to just give us a few tips on mental health and anything related to mental health. That's what we'll be talking about. So you should be looking forward to that. That's something that we'll be doing like on every show. So if you have any comments, any contributions, you have situations that you'd love them to help you with, please do get in touch with us using the numbers that are on your TV screens. Or better yet, you can follow us on our Facebook page and let's get interactive. Today I'm excited. I'm joined by this young man who is very talented. I think I saw a notification on Facebook and I got curious. I went and did some stalking, and I just saw how he sings. Goodness, he has a beautiful voice, and I said no, the world has got to see this, so we need to invite him. And he's with me in studio, and his name is Prince. Good morning.
Morning, madam. How are you?
I'm good, thank you. How are you?
I'm fine.
Well, the madam will maybe restrict you from being open with me. Just call me Amazing, so that we can just have a great time, right?
No problem.
Okay, so let's just get to know who Prince is. Who is Prince?
Okay, Prince. My stage name is Anointed Prince.
Anointed Prince.
Yes.
Okay.
Based in Mumbai. So Prince is a young person who loves the Lord. Who wants to preach the gospel through music. And the audience I'm targeting, I want young people to know Christ through this gift which the Lord blessed me with. I would love to spread the gospel like all over. So I really thank God for this gift. So Prince is a young boy. I happen to be the second born in the family of, we were 5.
Oh.
I think we lost my brother last year. I think that was in September. A brother whom I loved so much. May he so rest in peace.
Amen.
And from Mumbai, and Prince is still schooling. I'm doing my grade 12. Yeah, this year, and I'll be done with school. And Prince is blind. Prince can't see, but of course created in the image of God.
Very true. So now I want to ask you, you are aware that you are blind and everything, so how did you get to learn how to play the instrument? Because in the other video that I saw, you were playing the keyboard. So I just wanted to know, like, when did you know, like, you have a passion for these things, and how did you start learning, and how did you not let, like, your blindness get to stop you from doing what you love doing?
Okay. At first I found some difficulties when it came to accepting my condition. Yeah, I used to feel bad whenever people tell me that you are blind, you can't see. When you are young, your friends will mock you. Okay, man. So by that time, I had not yet proved to the society that a person like me is a normal human being, like anyone. So how I discovered that I can actually sing, it all started with my parents. Yeah, a very big shout out to my parents. After I was declared blind by UTH, my father, he taught me that he prayed to God so that God should bless me with a gift. which will bring people close to him. So he prayed. He told me that he even fasted so that I can have this gift of singing. So when the time was growing up, he was expecting to see that gift manifesting in me. So he wanted it to manifest in me. So he kept a watchful eye on me. Like he wanted to see what is it that the Lord did put in this young boy after my prayer. So one day, my brother, the one I'm with here, Innocent, a big shout out to him. He was playing the keyboard. He was the first one to learn how to play the keyboard.
So he's the one that taught you how to play the keyboard?
No, the person who taught him is the person who
taught you.
Yes, but he helped me a lot when it came to the guitar. Yeah, so I told Innocent to say, okay, give me some chords. I want to sing. So he was like, you want to sing? I was like, yes, I want to sing. I did compose a song. Yeah. Which talks about the goodness of God. And then my father heard me singing. He came from where he was. He was like, who is singing? Is it Prince, my boy? I was like, yes, daddy, it's me. And he was like, oh no, you should sing this song, Kuchech. I was like, no, dad, I can't sing. By that time, I had not yet accepted my condition. Yeah, so I wasn't okay.
So you got blind when you were older?
I was 1 year 3.
Oh, okay.
I grew up with
also,
this
it was a challenge for you to just accept that you were different from everyone.
From everyone. You know what used to happen? That I used to stay at Pama flats, Papa Midada, where there are a lot of people. And you know what used to happen is that parents, they were telling their children not to play with me because of my condition. So I used to cry a lot. I lived a life full of tears. I'm telling you. Even me here, coming here, sitting here and talking to the whole world, it's a miracle. I thank God that I accepted my condition, because I used to cry. I used to be afraid of people. People like you, especially girls, I used to be afraid of them. But you know how God is. I was told when you interact with a person like him, you have children like him, so that they'll find you playing with that boy, I'll kill you. You know, my friends.
I think it's just out of ignorance, because people don't really know. You can't, like, blindness is not contagious. Anyway, I love the fact that you have a family that loves you, the family that supports you. I want you to play us the song that you were singing, that your dad heard you singing, because I believe that song means a lot to you, right?
Yes, it means a lot.
Okay, is it the one that you want to sing, or maybe you have another one that is in your heart that you want to sing?
No, I think I have another one.
Okay, so you play for us the one that is in your heart.
Okay. Like, I think right now. Okay.
Yes.
It's called Anituma. Yeah, one of my favorite songs. In this song, I was trying to talk to someone who is going through problems, you know, telling them to say, yes, Anituma, because that he loves you. Yeah, so that's the song.
Okay.
Yes, Anituma, atikuze akukonda, angachite vili bonse baliwe, chifukwa ebu mandi akukonda, so samdauda. Kapena Yesu sanikonda, Kapena Yesu anisonda. Listen, you should know His love for you is incredible. Yeah. anituma ati nikuze akukonda angachitipili ponse paliwe chifukwa ebe manzi akukonda so sandauda Thank you.
Oh, that's very beautiful, and it has just, you know, brought so many things in my head right now. I don't really want to get emotional. But to the viewers, if you're just joining us, welcome. This is the Weekly Gospel. You can be part and parcel of the show by texting us using the numbers that are on your TV screens, or better yet, you can follow us on our Facebook page because we are live right there. I just want to know, like, how did you just heal and, you know, decide to just say, I know I'm different, but this is not going to stop me from becoming a great person that God has called me to be?
Yeah, you know, I kept on refusing to sing. When my father told me that I should sing the song to church. But one day I just said, okay, I'll sing for him, I'll just do it for him. And then I went and presented the song to the church. The response I got, my sister, people were crying. People were so touched by my ministration, and everyone was like, Prince, when are you releasing your own song? I was like, oh, so I'm also important. From that time, people started interacting with me, and then a certain girl came to me and told me, do you know that you're handsome? I was like, what? I'm handsome? Yeah. I was like, Jesus. So I got that courage to stand in front of people. Now I need to say I'm handsome. You know, I told myself to say, I think this can't stop me. From that time I've been pushing, you know, God has been doing so great. God has been doing great things in my life. I have a song with one of the great women of God, Mom Christine. Up to now, I still thank God for that connection. I managed by the grace of God to work with her, and it was a nice experience working with her, and a lot of people now know me. Wherever I'm walking in the streets, people be like, oh, that's Prince, Anointed Prince, the one who did the song with Christine. I remember I met someone, a certain girl, I think it was in Lusaka. The girl started praying to God. Oh God, I thank you that I've met this guy. I was like, oh my God.
And how does that make you feel, just having people celebrate you, people appreciate the gift that God has given you?
My sister, it makes me love God even more. And I would encourage my fellow young people to love the Lord and serve the Lord with purity. Make sure that you are clean as you are talking to your God, as you are singing for God, because you can't expose yourself to the devil while you know that you don't have any relationship with God. So it makes me love God more, and it makes me pray more. It makes me to even write more songs to encourage people. And I have programs where I'll be visiting churches just to talk about persons living with disabilities, just to tell the people that persons living with disabilities, they were also created by God. The same God who created someone who is able-bodied, who is able to see, who is able to walk, is the same God who created me. Okay.
All right, so thank you so very much. Unfortunately, time doesn't allow us to keep you here for a long time.
Sure.
But I believe we're going to call you again. But before you go, can you please play another song so that the viewers can just, you know, have a good time? And before we play that song, I want you to tell us where we can find you. I believe there are people who are watching and they would want to like invite you for their events. So how can they do that?
I love ministering to people. So if you love to invite me, if you want me to be part of your concert, your show, your overnight, you are more than welcome. You can just search for me on Facebook, search for Anointed Prince, and my brother who is more than able to respond to you. He is going to talk to you. Don't think that no, maybe as Anchor branch, no, there is someone who is in charge of my page, and then you find the number there. If you want to talk to me direct, you find the number there. You can call me. Okay, sure.
All right. We wish you all the best in your ministry, but before we let you go, I would just like to appreciate your family, like your mom, your dad, your siblings, and the brother that you came with. His name is
Innocent.
Innocent. So Innocent, shout out to you. Thank you so much for supporting Anointed Prince. Thank you for being a good brother. So now give us that song so that we can just allow you to go and prepare yourself for the trip that is ahead, which is Mombo. So give us that song.
Okay, let me I'll do the song. It's called Msoja Samadila. Just do just a bit of it. Vakupesha vindu. Got pressure everywhere. Tuwe msoja wa Yesu mami. Iwe pukuta misozi, yeah. Cause msoja samalila, ukasikumbukila, ukafunolila. Msoja samalila, ukasikumbukila, ukafunolila. Msoja samalila, ukasikumbukila, ukafunolila.
Thank you so much. Personally, I was blessed, and I believe that the viewers were blessed as well. Like I said, this is not your last time here. But it was your first, but it's not the last. So thank you so much for coming through. We grateful that you honored our invitation and you came through. Thank you so much, and we're hoping to like work with you or partner with you on something so that we can just see how we can preach the word of God and just tell people and also sensitize that disability is not
inability. Yes.
So thank you so much. For now, I have to let you go. But thank you.
Thank you. You're welcome.
We'll definitely follow you on the social handles. You can just wait. To the viewers, thank you so very much for joining us. The show still goes on because we have professionals that are coming from a mental health association. They'll be joining me, and we are talking about counseling and physiotherapy. So anything that you have concerning that, please do come to your comments and contributions. We are live on our Facebook page, and they are well able to respond to your questions. So for now, let's just take a short break. We'll be right back after this.
Are you perplexed about how to overcome the financial, psychological, and mental health challenges around you? Well, worry no more, because help is here. The Healing Word Ministries International, in conjunction with Camnet TV, cordially invites the general public to a one-day seminar on mental health challenges and mental wellness solutions for individuals, families, the church, and society. Speakers include Dr. William Perry, President, Mental Health Association of Zambia; Dr. George Tafuna, psychotherapist, Jainame National Mental Health Hospital; Mr. Friday Salamo, Senior Mental Health Officer, the Ministry of Health; Professor Michael Munkumba, Executive Mentor and Life Coach, Mihachi Group; Bishop Peter Tanda Molenga, Presiding Bishop, Christian Word Center International; Pastor Lizzie Dakambusi, President, Aglo International; and Dr. Evans Perry from the Spirit of Faith Ministries. The venue is at the Healing Word Ministries International Church in Ibex Hill, Lusaka, on the 6th of April 2024 from 08:30 hours to 17 hours at only 250 kwacha all round, food inclusive. You can get your tickets from Camnet office in Ibex Hill between 08 hours and 17 hours, or you can buy via mobile money on 0962 965883 or 0979 753010. For more details, you can call 0962 965883 or 0979 753010. Don't miss. See you there.
swego tatutiowe mwamileza bulandiswe bulatubwabilila tobana bagwe tagatulegeleli esaeka chema wandichechena latina panjuwe unsungililo mweo wandine. This is Brother Koji, and I am a gospel artist. I want to invite everyone on that day that I'll be launching an album, which is in April, 28th April, from 13 hours up to 22 hours. I'm inviting you all. It could be via social media, it could be live, specifically in Serenge. You are all welcome. Come as we celebrate Jesus together. I'll be launching an album entitled Chichetekelo. Wow, Chichetekelo has got beautiful and nice songs, and I can't wait to see you there as we'll be launching this beautiful and nice album. This album consists of a lot of ministration songs that are really heart-touching and spiritual motivated. So you get a copy on that day. Oof, your life will never be the same. So I'm inviting you at Pentecost Assemblies of God, Serenge. That's my church, and you come there, you find me. We are going to do live music. Come and watch Brother Koji on the stage. Kindly, I'm inviting you. You can invite your friend, and the friend should invite the friend, as the friend will continue to do likewise to invite the friend. So it's friend invite friend, partner invite partner, and family invite family. All the churches. Entry fee is at 20 kwacha all around. VIP is at 200 kwacha. So come, we celebrate Jesus together as I launch this album. This album consists of 8 tracks, and Chichetekelo is the #1 track in the album, which talks about the faith, adding faith as we continue waiting upon Jesus Christ, adding faith as we continue revealing the oracles of God. And Chichetekelo album also consists of Lesa Eka. I love the song. Lesa Eka talks about personal identity. Okay, the scripture says, "You know not how to pray, but the Spirit of God helps you." Indeed, on our own we can't do it, but with Christ all things are possible. So now the Spirit of God helps our spirit, meaning it's only Him that understands about us. So in that album, that's the song called Lesa Eka. It's only God that knows about you. It's only God that knows about me. There are songs like Muchima Wami. Muchima Wami is a Valley song, all the way from Northwestern, and that's my homeland. Muchima Wami, I'm trying to explain on this picture where I'm talking to my heart, where I'm talking to my heart to learn to appreciate God for what He has done for me and for everything that I've seen around. Come on, you can't miss just to hear to this song. Trust me, spiritual songs does not go with how you understand the language, but spiritual songs touches the spirit. As I've said, it is the Spirit of God that interprets things for us. So don't worry, whether you're from Southern Province, you're from Eastern Province, I love Eastern Province, whether you're from Luapula, I love Luapula, whether you're from everywhere, anywhere in the world, the Spirit of God will help you to interpret the song Muchima Wami Sawira Kalonga. So it's a nice track that you can't miss. Nice. Another track is called Ngulonge Se. Ngolonga said, teach me. It's also in the valley. This track, it's a prayer. It's a prayer towards God, telling God, teaching you on how to go about some certain things in life and all that you need to do about spiritual matters. Another track, there's this track called Kachema One. Wow, I love this track. Man, you can't afford to miss this album. This album is so. Kachema Wandi is a track actually that is booming at the moment. Kachema Wandi. You go on YouTube, you type Max Chris Koji, it will come. All my videos are there where I'm going to find Kachema Wandi. Kachema Wandi is the song that is booming right now and that's trending right now. Get the song. Kachema Wandi means the Lord is my shepherd. Okay, so the song it explains more about how God does things for us and how through the faith of Christ, how we are built in the spiritual realm and how we receive from the Lord and how God also performs wonders within us. So Kachema Wandi, it's a song to look out. Whatsoever you have passed through, you've overcome it. Because if you never overcome it, you would have not passed it through. And that's how God does his wonders. Kindly, I can go on and on explaining about the album. It consists of 8 tracks. And please, get that copy and have it soon as we meet on the day of the launch. Please get ready. I'm inviting all the choirs. I'm inviting all the solo artists. I'm inviting even those upcoming artists. You are all invited around Serenge. If you're out of Serenge and you wish to be there, kindly see how you can reach us via Facebook and YouTube. Will give you all the contacts. I love the part where in the song in that song Kachema Wandi, I love the part where the Spirit of God told me to say, if you are a child of God, why fear? Okay. If you are a child of God, why worry? So you don't need to get worried. You don't need to fear anything because your position, your portion actually is victory, and that is in Christ. Christ is all that you and I need because he is our beacon, he is our shield that we long to have every day and everywhere. May God really bless you.
The fundamental principles of the fulfillment of the Word of God depends on our faith.
You are still watching the Weekly Gospel with me, host Amazing Katamanda. You're welcome. If you're just watching us for the very first time, this show comes your way every Saturdays at 10:45, and we get to profile your favorite gospel personalities, and we also get to introduce to you new personalities. So if you are an artist or just a minister of God, you preach the gospel through different platforms or media or whatever it is that you're doing, and you want to be featured on the show, get in touch with us using our social handles, and we'll tell you how you can find yourself here. So I am joined by people from a mental health association. I'm going to allow them to introduce themselves. Okay, so I have 2 gentlemen with me. Who am I going to start with? I think I'm going to start, at least the face is not so new here. So I can start with you, Moses.
Okay, no, thank you very much, and good morning to the viewers and the listeners. I'm Moses Malonga, a 3rd year student at Levi Mwanawasa Medical University, doing my 3rd year in registered mental health nurse, who is also among of the experts at Janama Hospital with a vast knowledge and experience there. Okay, at the same time, I'm serving as the chairperson for the Mental Health Association at Levi Mwanawasa Medical University.
and our gentleman here.
Good morning, amazing. Good morning, viewers, and happy Good Friday.
Oh, I forgot about it. Good Friday to everybody. Good Friday to everybody. Thank you so much.
Sure. My name is Kizito Bulaya. I'm a fourth-year student doing a Bachelor's of Science in Mental Health and Clinical Psychiatry at Levi Mwanawasa Medical University. I'm also a member of the for the Mental Health Association, and then I'm also a mental health activist.
Okay.
Yes, I love mental health. My background is I'm a clinical officer general, though not with Ministry of Health, but with Ministry of Defense.
Oh.
So I'm actually based in Ndola at Kaliwa Barracks.
Oh, okay, awesome. I'm excited about the topic that we have today. So can you tell us what are we talking about today? Because you are the experts and you're here to just teach us.
Okay, so the topic for today, we are looking at counseling and psychotherapy. As you might be aware, the previous discussion which we had, we talked about the management of these mental health conditions. We mentioned to say it's not necessarily that Chainama only has got antipsychotics and depressant drugs, but it has also some services like counseling and psychotherapy. So our today's presentation, we are looking at how a mental patient or someone battling with mental health can be helped through counseling and psychotherapy. I think my colleague will add more on that.
Yes, so like Moses has said, Chainama does not only offer, you know, people think it's all madness. The moment you talk about Chainama,
it's just affiliated with madness.
Yes, they start seeing you carrying a bag full of papers, bottles, and what? Dressed. No. Actually, Chainama offers counseling and it also offers psychotherapy. And I know people are wondering why, when it actually looks like it's the same. So basically, it's the same. It's a therapeutic kind of relationship that alleviates mental health issues. So if you have a head, this is why I actually decided to become an activist in mental health. Anyone who's got a head basically is a suspect for a mental health, either disorder or issue. So day-to-day life, we pass through stressful things. I remember when I watched you asked about depression a lot. Most of the people are depressed. And they need to let it, but who do they go to see? So one thing they don't know is that counseling is a therapeutic relationship that you have between the counselor and the client. So if you are, let's say you are stressed because of work, you know, sometimes work can be stressful. I'll give an example, like myself who's a clinician. So imagine from morning, you are seeing patients. In the end, you start being depressed yourself.
Because I was even about to ask, like, do the experts like yourselves also need counseling? Because we're talking about counseling. Imagine you're dealing with all these people who have all these issues. As human beings, you're about to rob off like from whatever issues they're having. Also, like, you start being affected.
Actually, we are human as well, and we pass through all those emotions. Like, you go for work. I remember the first depressing thing that I had when I was just after graduating. A patient died in my hands, and she was a mother who took care of five children at home. So I was like, did I like not do enough? So, you know, I went home. I couldn't sleep that day, and it was the first time somebody was dying in my hand. You know, it was easy because I would see other doctors trying to resuscitate, but there I was called to go and resuscitate myself, and the patient just went. So now, when I went back home, I needed to talk to someone, but then it really still couldn't. So at that point, that's when I thought, I think I must have, I should have gone and gotten some counseling from somewhere. So these are day-to-day things that we pass through. So now, counseling is for everyone. Even you, if you feel like you are depressed in a certain way, you have no one to talk to. The problem is most of us self-medicate. So by self-medicate, we try to find medication that will alleviate our depression, our stress. And this is how you find people who are not drinking start drinking, because alcohol is actually medication on its own. But it is wrong medication, so people get addicted. In the end, it goes overboard, and we end up either having addicts, junkies, or something like that. But if you go to someone, a counselor, his job is to bring out what we call in counseling a cognitive distortion. So meaning your thinking changes from normal, you start thinking differently. But then the counselor is going to look into that and bring about. So it's going to give you brief intervention. We call it brief intervention. We'll talk to you, give you ideas, which yourself, counselors don't tell you what to do. They'll actually make you realize that you can actually think differently from what you're thinking, and that is what we call cognitive reconstruction. So this is basically what happens. Then we've talked also about counseling, but there's also psychotherapy. Now psychotherapy, this is...
What's the difference between the two?
Counseling, it's a therapeutic relationship, right? But it deals with these day-to-day issues. And it is usually like not like long-term, but short-term. Like when you go for an HIV test, there is that counseling, right?
Yeah.
Yes, that is counseling.
Oh, okay.
Yes. So if you go, let's say you're undergoing an amputation, for those who they go to cut legs and what, it's going to be depressing. They also, but now when it comes to psychotherapy, it is long-term, and it also utilizes psychology to treat the patient or the client. So let me stick the client. So in psychotherapy, it looks down into, it goes back into your personality. So let's say somebody who was molested, okay? For those ones, it may not end at counseling. They will require psychotherapy, because now you need to venture into their past experiences, how traumatizing it is. If you meet somebody that was molested, if they find themselves like with a man in a place where they become traumatized, they start thinking, so they live backwards. So now psychotherapy will start getting into their past and try and make them to see, in as much as it has happened, it won't happen again. And it should not make them socially dysfunctional. So this is where now psychotherapy comes in. So in psychotherapy, there is no use of medication like Moses was saying. There is just basically sitting, talking about something. So people have issues, but then they wouldn't want to go and talk about. I will give a very good example of the recent happening. I think you heard about the woman who was the married woman in, is it 35 or 36 years, who actually molested the friend to the son, the 8-year-old. So now look at the woman. She's married, so she must have had issues, but never opened up. So if she had undergone counseling, probably would have known about that, and she was not going to land into that. That is for counseling, day-to-day issues, which rape. But now let's look at the boy. The boy was molested by somebody who was 35, 36. So the boy will need psychotherapy, because for him, he's growing up. It will be part of his life. Either he's going to, and you know, he's made headlines. We may not know him because they withheld the identity. But do you think the neighbors don't know about that?
They do know.
So wherever he passes, they'll be saying, so the boy is going to grow up traumatized. So now the boy will need psychotherapy. I guess now I've
now we do have an understanding there. So when it comes to Zambia and with regards to getting these services, are we having a lot of people who are coming up to say, you know what, I need help, or people are still like holding back? Like Moses, you can...
You know, mental health, like we said previously, is not something that we are prioritizing as Zambians, as Africans. It's one of the things that we put aside, we ignore, but it's one of the most important things that we should prioritize in the first place. So looking at it, almost everyone is living with a mental disability somewhere. It's only that maybe some of us, the symptoms are not there. But when you go to the experts, definitely they'll be able to spot one or two things that may need help. But it is unfortunate that people are not taking these steps earlier on so that they can be helped. Like what Mr. Uraya just explained, you find that people wouldn't want to go to Chainama because the name Chainama itself is more like it's associated with madness, people carrying sacks, looking dirty, violent, and so on and so forth. So we are not prioritizing ourselves, because even you, like he said, work after work, if you're exhausted, you need someone to talk to, just that relief of explain to someone, it will make you feel nice and you'll be mentally healthy. So we can say we are not doing our level best to seek this help.
Okay. As an association, I know this is like a very positive step that you're taking in advocating, educating, just informing people on the importance of taking care of our mental health, and also just telling us that when you go to a counselor or when you visit, experts like yourselves, it doesn't mean that you're not okay, because we go through stuff and we need to talk to people. But do you ever get drained at some point? Because I have seen some people who tend, like the whole situation, it's counseling that they need. They know they have a problem, but they still come and they still want to be victims. Like, do you have such situations or such scenarios that take place that you've at least experienced firsthand?
Actually, most of them are like that. So there is what we call insight. So insight is the ability for you to realize or recognize that you need help. So I'll give an example of what is common when people who are addicted are brought to the facility for counseling. If you ask them to say, "Mabwelera chani kuno," you know what they say?
No.
For real, that's what they say. And yet, the person knows very well that he's got issues with alcohol, but then says "Ndevaneta." So for them, they don't see any problem. That's why they still go back to that. But you, if you are, let's say, a wife to someone or a sister to someone, then you're like, "No, my brother need help, so let's go." So the moment you take me there, me, I'm going to say, amazing. So already it's there. So we have issues, especially with people that have addiction issues. They don't see anything wrong with themselves. It's an addiction. So, and by definition, or maybe by trying to justify an addiction, one, it should be a brain disease, it should be chronic, and recurrent. So if it's chronic, it means it has been there over time. And then it is a brain issue. So it deals with the head and the mental health of an individual. Probably others become socially dysfunctional. There is loss of self-care. Others end up going into crime. So this is why we even have issues with junkies. A junkie does not see anything wrong with stealing your phone and selling it at 100 kwacha because he has to drink. So if you got him and took him, he's going to say, I didn't bring myself.
I don't even have any problem.
Yes, so this is really the picture that is out there. And like Moses had said, even where help is at the doorstep, we still fail to cope up with it. Why? Because no, Bazano Namunga, I'm weak. People are going to give me names. People are going to say, even at work. And this is why, if you've noticed, we are having issues. The husband killed the wife. I think yesterday on news I was listening where the man shot the wife in the stomach. I don't know if it's the girlfriend. And then he shot himself.
Yeah.
So he ended up dying, but she survived. Honestly, if you and me we quarrel, why should I start thinking of you dying? So all those are mental health issues, but we don't seek help. We don't seek. This is why we are saying seek counseling. Go to any person at any hospital. They may not be psychiatrists, but at least they will link you to psychiatrists or they will link you to service. Health is actually linked. So we may not have the facilities maybe at the clinic where I am, but we'll be able to link you to an NGO that has got psychiatrists. If it is drinking, we'll be able to link you to people that handle that. So go to any facility rather than finding yourself either dead or killing someone or living a socially dysfunctional life where you stop fitting in society. And yet the services are there, the facilities are there, but just going out. This is why we are saying, let's understand that counseling, it doesn't matter how small an issue may be, it may grow.
Yeah, true.
And then if the issue has grown, sometimes we may not see, remember I mentioned about insight, we may not see to say we have a problem, but if you see I'm having a problem, maybe try and talk to me or try and engage somebody who's professional to do that. This is where we call it in counseling, brief intervention. So you are able to offer, as I'm seeing, you are a counselor already.
Okay. And lastly, we have people that believe in Google so much. Uncle Google, because Uncle Google has got all the answers. And they'll just ask Google, oh, Uncle Google, this, that. And they end up, giving themselves conditions that are based on the answers that they've been given. What do you have to say, or what word of advice can you give them? Because I think I've also been there. I'm also a culprit of that, where I feel maybe anxious and I go to Google, okay, what do I do? And then in the end I declare myself with the condition, probably the one that I don't even have, but I've asked them for Google, and then Google said, this is what you have. And there are a lot of people who are doing that. So what can you tell us?
I'll let you start there.
Yeah. Okay, yeah, well, seeking information from Google is not a wrong thing. But what would happen is that you might make yourself or put yourself in an awkward situation where your anxiety levels will grow high and high, or maybe you might start comforting yourself based on what you want to hear from that. Google for sure has got every answers that you might want. It depends with the angle that you are Googling from. But when you go critically on the management of all these issues, yeah, there are some sites where it will tell you to take professional help. So there you'd find that you'd read, and some points you might not understand them well. And looking at the setup of our countries, maybe our African setup, some of these things are not in reality, okay? So you'd find yourself in a situation where you give yourself a condition which has got a lot of things that are going to make yourself become a burden to yourself. But when you Google, you don't understand something. That's why we are here as professionals. Seek help. It's not only in line with the mental health. People Google a lot of things, even when they've got a headache, they would try to Google, even when they come to the hospital, they would even argue with you as a professional because they've Googled it somewhere. So, in medical field, we look at what would be best for us. It's not everything that is Google that we are supposed to implement. But as professionals, we have got different ways where we research things and we look at it, how we would help it. So Google is not a wrong thing, but definitely it brings a lot of anxiety levels to people that at the end they might not help out, and they can even find themselves in a situation that they might not pour themselves.
Okay.
Yeah, so I was laughing when you talked about even you do that. You listen to yourself.
I have that.
You go to YouTube, listen to the song, don't Google your symptoms. If you ask Google to say, no, I've got fluid coming from my nose, it will answer it is septic CSF coming from your nose. Okay? Yeah. So Google is meant for references by professionals. If I went and Googled anything to do with journalism and not a journalist, so it will give me anything but you are going to separate to say, okay, this is like this and this is like this. Yeah. So even when it comes to us medical personnel, that's why we are not allowed to treat ourselves, not even our families. Why? Because the issue, I'll be seeing it from a point where I've attached emotions. So now imagine attaching your fears to Google and it gives you wrong information. People have actually killed themselves. People have gone into depression. So Google, use it for references if you understand the information. Because even me, despite being a student psychiatrist in my final year, there are certain things that I don't understand. No wonder they are consultants. No wonder they are people who are at PhD levels or professors. So even if they give me stuff that I know, but as long as I don't understand it, it will be wrong information in wrong hands. It's like giving a weapon to a child to play with. It won't be a toy, it will be something that will either kill someone or the child himself. So even Google, Uncle Google is good if you are using it for the right way as a reference, but not as a diagnosis. Always get diagnosis from the right people. That I love artificial intelligence. If you try and ask, it will tell you go and seek professional help. I'm not a medical doctor. That's what ChatGPT says. It answers like, I'm not a medical doctor, seek. So even us, when we want to ask something that is medical related, you first need to put, I'm a student, then ChatGPT wants. That's all. So ChatGPT or artificial intelligence, yes, but Google uses Google for reference. Otherwise, you remember my words. You spend the whole day crying.
I panicked. Not until I decided to say, you know what, I need to go to like a doctor. Let me go to the clinic, and then there I got what I needed. And then I'm like, why did I even go to Google? Because Google almost gave me a heart attack.
It will give you symptoms. You know, you ask something that is very simple. It will give you, you know, you're about to have a cardiac arrest. Having sharp chest on the left, not a cardiac arrest.
So the moral of the story here is we need to seek professional help.
Sure. Yes.
Before we go to Google. We can go to Google afterwards.
Yeah.
So thank you so very much for coming through. Personally, I'm passionate about, you know, advocating for mental health because it's a serious issue. Everybody is affected. This one, we can't even say if you're not affected, then you are...
if you're not infected.
Yeah, they're affected. Everybody is affected.
Yeah.
We should pay attention to our mental health. So thank you so very much, gentlemen, for coming through. We'll see you again next week. I don't know if it's the same team that
we might change.
Yeah, but we're looking forward to learning more. And this is the reason I said, you know what, everybody has got issues and we need help. Let's engage professionals who just come and at least educate us in like trusting Uncle Google. We need real people. We need professionals. So thank you so very much for coming through. We're still working together. So maybe you have last remarks or words of advice to the viewers before we sign out.
Yeah, I think the word of advice to the viewers and the listeners is that let's take mental health issues serious, because everything that happens starts from our mind. So I always say people who mock, maybe who pass silly comments concerning mental patients, mental health services, I'd say everyone, as long as you have a head and in that head there is brain, then you are standing high chances of you becoming my client or my patient one day. So let's look at it to say everyone can be affected. There's no vaccine, there's no immunization for mental health, but when we try to seek help or interventions in the first place, it might not be necessarily medication like my brother has alluded to. Counseling, psychotherapy, those are the cheap services that we can find at Chainama. We find the professionals who can help us to cope up with everyday life challenges that we face.
Okay.
Yeah, I think he said what I wanted to say. For me, I always tell people, that's why I've been gone into mental health as an activist myself. If you have the head, you are a possible candidate. Even myself, as I sit here, I'm a possible candidate. So support mental health, be nice to people that have mental health issues, because what you do for others, they will do for you as well. So I think for me, that's what I would ask the viewers out there. Take mental health issues seriously. If you see somebody is changing, please assist them to seek mental health services. They may not have the insight, but at least you have seen. You try and go. Like I was giving an example on addiction. Those with addictions, they always say, "Me ababani later." It's the insight they lack, not that they know, but trying to pretend. So somebody may lack the insight. So please, let's take mental health seriously. Let's assist and let's be friends to mental health.
Okay, so thank you once again, gentlemen. We've come to the end of the show. Everybody that knows me, you know that I hate saying goodbyes because they're traumatizing for me. Now you know. Okay, so be sure to catch us again next week, same time, same place. This has been amazing, Katamanda, on behalf of the entire production crew, my director upstairs, Mr. C, and not forgetting the pastors, Pastor Moses and Victoria, for giving us this platform as well, and not forgetting you, all of the viewers, for making sure that every single Saturday you are tuned in. Thank you so much for the love, the support. But for now, this is where we have to sign up, ladies and gentlemen. We had a great time. I've learned a lot, and I hope that you did as well. So catch you again next week, same time, same place. For now, it's goodbye. Keep it locked to Camnet TV. You know, and not just another channel.
Thank you.